THROWDOWN!
This week, our demo athlete is Lisa.
Throwdown 288 is a 20-minute AMRAP. There is a buy-in of 150 double unders and 150-foot handstand walk. And then with the remaining time, you're going to do an AMRAP of 5 burpee box jump overs, 10 shuttle runs, and 15 toe spar.
Hello, Governor.
Do they know that that's the name of this workout?
No, I just felt like...
Is that the name of the workout?
I think
Yes,
it's just
it
the
is.
name of the workout in our back end. I don't know if anyone actually knows that.
Well, we should label it with the throwdown. Hello,
All right.
Governor.
Yeah, anyways, let's just jump into the workout. 150 double...
I see what you did.
150 double unders, 150-foot handstand walk buy-in.
We're exhausted. God bless anyone who got
Hey,
this
we got
far.
plenty of time.
We've only 30 seconds
We
in.
got
Let us
plenty of
ease
time.
into this.
You said let our...
All right, let's lock in.
Yeah.
We're serious now.
Yeah, so this buy-in, I think, is going to be different for different levels of athletes. If you are hard-charging semifinal plus, it's kind of like a sprint, probably unbroken double unders and right into the handstand walk right away. Intermediate athlete, you're probably going to break it up and take a little bit of time here. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I think that the buy-in for someone who is proficient at double unders and proficient at handstand walking is something that you can really charge. And it's not necessarily going to mess you up for the rest of the workout because even if you get tired on the handstand walk, if your shoulders start to blow up, you're only going into 5 burpee box jump overs, and then you have 10 shuttle runs to not use your arms at all, and you're just going to settle into the kind of cyclical pace of this workout.
Yeah, so I'd say for most people then, if this first part of the workout as a buy-in doesn't really gas you out, it's really going to be limited by engine and toe to bar capacity, I would imagine, in the later rounds through the 20-minute AMRAP.
For sure.
Yeah, you're definitely going to get into some deep rounds towards the end of this.
Yes, and if you did 150 double unders unbroken, then this set is probably taking somebody like Travis a minute 15 to get in. So there definitely is some separation. Like that would already be 30 seconds over a 20-minute workout. But for most people, trying to like really extend yourself here to save 20 or 30 seconds doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things. And if you're really not good at double unders, this buy-in could probably take you, 3, 4, 5 minutes.
I feel like if you're at 3, 4, 5 minutes... from that,
Don't judge, Travis.
I'm not
Don't
judging.
judge.
I'm just saying you should scale more appropriately
Okay,
to make
there
that
you go.
happen.
Yeah.
There was no judgment coming. It was not happening. I mean, one thing she did just do really well was kick up right away. Like there was no hesitation from the double under straight to that.
Yeah, and her handstand walk speed is really good. So I think Lisa's capacity here is definitely going to be a strength relative to most people that are doing it. Like that transition was 4 seconds between 25-foot segments, and her walk is taking about 7 to 10
drama.
seconds.
Yeah, we're all just waiting. How many seconds?
Does she have a gymnastics background? I think she does, but I also may have just made that up.
I think
but
you might have just
she
made
does.
that. Well, it looks like she does, but I'm not really sure.
She
We'd
has
have to talk to
that
Habda.
like that hip stacking position where you see her hips are basically
Like a
right over
gymnast
her
has.
shoulders, which most gymnasts have. A critique I would give her is to work on tucking her chin a little bit because it is just more difficult to breathe in that position when your head is craned up like that.
Yeah, I was at the WFP last weekend. Was it last weekend? 2 weeks
Doesn't
ago?
matter. Go ahead.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
And I noticed how many people now are stacked upside down when they're sprinting on their hands. And it didn't used to be like that. More people kind of had this arch position with their feet hanging over. But I do think that the best handstand walkers in the game have kind of adopted that.
And started learning
Yeah,
that
yeah.
being arched does not help.
So she got through that handstand walk fast.
Yeah, that was very quick. So it was under 90 seconds. I think she was just over 2 to finish the double unders and then about 90 seconds to finish the handstand walk. I'd say like that's probably still on the faster end of just the average person doing the throwdown, but they're on the elite level. There's probably another 30 or 40 seconds that could probably be cut off on that buy-in. And then it comes down to just
Good old shuttle run.
moving for 20 minutes.
Lisa is also a very good runner and just like good endurance athlete in general. So I think she's going to really shine on the back half of this workout.
Yeah.
It
As
seemed
we're
like the double under for her seemed to be like almost the crutch of the
Yeah, it was like a
beginning
kind
of
of
the
a
workout,
skill-
just kind of like
yeah, a
the
couple
development
misses.
of it.
Yeah, so the runs here, as we watch this, CTP did us a favor and sped up some of the shuttle runs. So we'll watch this first one in full. And then as we get back to each round, they'll be a little bit faster. So that way we're just not watching Lisa run back and forth 25 feet for 20 minutes. But to give you a context of just kind of what the speed looks like in the beginning of the workout. This is done at full speed here.
I like the lateral step that she does to turn. I think that that's super efficient. She's always facing the same way, so you see her torso is always facing us when she's turning, so that means she's cutting on the opposite leg each time. That's a really easy way to make sure that you're not always cutting on the same leg. Just pick one side of the gym and always look that way when you turn.
Yeah, and also in terms of like this workout specifically is toes to bar and burpee box jump overs, and the burpee box jump overs are lower reps, so there's not a lot of back intensive work. But if there is deadlifts or power cleans or even like touch and go power snatches, if you're cutting on the same side every time, you can blow up one side of your back and make it very challenging to keep moving. So I think it's just a good technique to have in your arsenal of movement to switch sides every time, even if it's not going to blow you up in this specific workout.
So she took a break. It looked like it was an intentional break. Like she didn't necessarily need it, but she's planning on doing these movements for 15 minutes. I think it was maybe 9.6 or 10.5.
I want to say 9.6. That's what it looked like.
Travis, you said last time that your job was going to be counting. Did you forget?
I did forget. I've forgotten a lot of things in my life, and that definitely was one.
Yeah.
I'll work on it on the next round of now keeping count.
Yeah. So this workout, even just kind of watching one full round here, I think most people are going to be pretty steady for 5 burpee box jumps. Oh, these runs are way faster. The runs will probably be steady.
That's so quick.
Yeah. She did it in a couple seconds. And then this is going to be the crux of the workout, is doing sets of 15 toes to bar. As you get deeper and deeper into the workout, you're getting hotter, more tired. Core's getting more tired from actually doing the reps. And I think having an efficient break strategy here and keeping the sets as big and unbroken as you can would be beneficial. And if you can't do them big and unbroken, then short with quick breaks.
9. You did 9.
Oh, let's go.
There it is.
Travis can
I was counting, folks.
You can come back next week.
Yeah. Let me know when we get
I'll
to
be
the
back.
part of these shows where it's like y'all have pretty much said all you need to say, and now we could just talk some other stuff.
That's what you're saying we should do?
Yeah, no. Let me know.
Oh,
when
just
we get-
because you know that it's
Oh.
going to be longer workout?
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
got something I want to bring up.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Why don't you just bring it up?
Yeah, bring it up, and then we can come back. I had some technical
All right.
things.
So I was talking to Trav the other day for online qualifier workouts. I think I have a solution. What if, with the exception of a wall ball target hitting the target or a double under trip, what if they just made it where if you ever get a no rep, you got to start the workout over?
Oh, my God.
Don't you think people would clean up?
If you missed your final thruster,
You go all the way back to the
21:59,
beginning.
No, yeah,
But
you're
like,
just
what
you're
if
done.
Don't you think people would
but what
clean
if
up
you like
if they knew
fail a heavy clean?
Or in this workout, you fail a toes to bar because your core gets tired. You got to go all the way back to the buy-in and redo the whole AMRAP.
if you fail a heavy clean, we can consider adding a failed lift type thing in there.
There's some clauses in there
Yeah.
that
we-
need to be worked
we-
out.
we
But
can
I
work
was
it
like,
out.
yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody would be.
Yeah, Chris, you've crapped on a lot of my ideas over the years. I think this is one I'm going to do to you in return. I would not want that at all. Being in the middle of a workout.
And then just
like,
but
oh,
then
no.
yeah, but more
fix
from the
the problem.
cheating aspect of like cheating those reps. No rep. Oh, you're back
I mean,
to 0.
they enforce a lot of penalties this year. I think that can start cleaning it up, is like just enforcing whatever the standard
Your
is.
workout is just done.
Or if
Good
you,
luck next time.
I mean, I guess a no rep in the sense of like, not if you fail a movement, but if you like keep going without hitting depth and you don't hit the total number, then your workout's over then. Like your score is
Big
just
0
that.
there, bud.
Can we go back to the workout now?
Yeah, I guess so.
We're back.
So you can see she's halfway through the workout. Burpee box jumps are still moving at the same speed. This is not really a place to like speed it up. If you do 5 at like full speed here, you might save a couple seconds. I don't think it's worth it. And I think the shuttles, even though they're, maybe next time I could look at what the running clock is to see how long it's
So
taking.
fast.
But she like kind of walked that last 25. And I think most people are going to be in that kind of effort level, because if you're really pushing the shuttles and coming back to sets of 15 unbroken toes to bar, you need a very, very high level of capacity and gymnastics capabilities.
I mean, there's also the option that we played where you've walked the shuttles. for
Yeah,
some
and I
people,
think
and
in
it's
this-
almost very close to the same pace. So.
I think so. At Lisa's level, probably you would lose to her if you were walking them all. But I think, at an intermediate level, the strategy could be smooth through the burpee box jumps, speed walk the shuttle runs and try to push the pace on the toes to bar. I don't really like that from a training perspective, but if your toes to bar are really bad, you might get a better score
but
here.
10 shuttle runs walking, I'd say
I
get
think
through like
towards
7 and then
yeah,
walk
but I think
3.
honestly in this format, very easy for people after the 5 to like take the first 3 or 4 very slow and then
speed up
just,
a couple.
Yeah,
and
but
walk
like
the
where
last.
they're just walking almost to that. But it depends on where you're bottlenecked. If
Hey.
you're bottlenecked on the total bar, then break there.
Effort is a choice. So if you're walking metcons,
I just think you should.
I know
I
you
don't
can
think
get a
you
better
should walk
score,
at all.
but
I don't think you should walk at all. You should always be at least attempting to run. But I mean, look at her, just so fast.
Yeah, she's doing full speed cuts right there. Yeah, but you could even just tell like how fast her feet were getting back. That last one was a walk back. And again, I think that's a very smart and strategic way to look at it because you're coming back, and this is a dense set of gymnastics. So I think she's on round 5 right now, or 4.
I'm not in charge of counting.
Damn. Well, anyways, I think that's
I am,
anywhere
but
from
I
60
forgot.
to 75 total toes to bar already by this time in the workout. And she was done with the buy-in at 3 minutes. So they're condensed into a 12-minute window. That's pretty dense for toes to bar for most people.
Yeah, I think something she could play around with on toes to bar to maybe make them feel a little easier. She has a pretty aggressive press down, and because she's touching with basically straight legs, I'm assuming her compression is very good, and if she actually is a former gymnast. So I don't think she really needs to be pressing hard on the bar and pushing her body that far away. If she relaxed her knees a little bit and didn't go so straight leg in the touch and then kept her gaze forward, I think she could do like easier folding and not strain her lats as much. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it did a
It
little
does.
bit. Yeah. It
It's
might be
also
hard for
interesting,
people to
too, when she
visualize.
does this
Say it to her
box jump,
face.
is she on some of them she like jumps almost off, and then the other one she steps. Like on the other one just before that, she went into like a full jump off, and then this one she's going into stepping. So I wonder. if that
Okay,
was
so
the
she
reason.
started at 50. Sorry to cut you off. I wanted to see how long these runs were. So now a minute 30 to do 10 shuttles there. I think like kind of running it at a tough pace is like getting 10 done in a minute-ish. That's what we saw in that
in the
online
semifinal.
semifinal.
Yeah.
So it means that by this point in the workout, you're definitely moving a lot slower overall. It's 50% slower. I'm not saying that's
But
a
even
bad
if
thing
you
or a
could-
critique,
yeah.
but it might be something you think about is like, okay, maybe you run it a little bit harder and you buy yourself a break time, or you plan that it's that pace. And you do your transitions kind of quickly.
I'd say if you're going to be having to break and take longer breaks in the total bar, just knowing the breakdown, I'd probably try to run a little slower on that and keep them all at like a 110 from the beginning versus a 55 and then ending at a 140 essentially almost at the end.
And then when you get to this point, like this is going to be basically her last like round and a half. This is where then having some mindfulness about your finishing kick becomes really important, because this is the type of workout where even though there's the bottleneck with the toes to bar is a movement that most people could do as like continuous singles or something like that to go through. So there will be a point in the end of the workout that you got to make a decision where you're like, okay, I'm going to push the pace to finish. And let's see, maybe she actually did that here, and this shuttle run's going to be fast. Yeah, that shuttle run was
much faster.
Was I think just under a minute. So that means she really pushed the pace and had a strong finishing kick. So well done there, and I think just be mindful of that.
Compression there, Mia.
Yeah, it's like she listened to you.
She heard.
Yeah, you manifested this. Maybe she's trying to move faster there.
Yeah, maybe.
But even from the beginning when she started in that, I was
She's
like,
still
ooh, that's
pushing
very-
her body back a lot, though.
Yeah.
She's bending her knees more and doing like kind of a tuck, but I'll tell her.
Yeah, you'll
Or
tell her to her
I'll tell
face.
Habdo to tell her.
All right, well done.
Way to go.
Solid buy-in,
Great
solid
job.
effort, solid output.
Oh, she's down.
Shot with a sniper.
Did she talk to you? She
Yeah,
looks
she
like she
talks to
doesn't
me.
want to talk to you.
No.
You go up
she
and you
does.
talk to her.
The coach tap.
She's just a little.
She
knocked
looks.
out.
She's like looking over. Right
Like, don't come over here and talk to me.
Not
Don't even
yet,
think about
not
it.
No,
yet.
she's wanting me to. She's like, I got to bring up tools somehow.
She was jamming to that.
Here we go.
She's got pain face.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
definitely
she's in it.
suffering.
Oh,
Oh, and double thumbs up.
2 times.
How was it?
The shuttle runs really blew up my back. So the toes to bar actually felt really good because I got that big arch. So it kind of took off some load. Yeah, just pace it well. Start slower than you think. And most of the time is lost on the shuttle run.
What you listen to when you do this workout?
bunch of Tool. Comment below what your favorite Tool song is.
Ridiculous.